Hi, I'm Corey, and in this video, I'm going to talk to you about how I read all the best-selling books, well, most of them, for free. Ever since I was about 10 years old, I've wanted to become one of those happy, healthy people. It's not easy, but one way I found that really helps is reading. But books can be really expensive. You go to Barnes & Noble or not Best Buy, they don't have books. Manuals? Do they have manuals there? Borders, does that place still exist? No, because those places are too expensive. Books are expensive. Even Kindle books on Amazon are expensive. Woo! Money, baby. So, I took a cue from the past and embraced the smell of an ink stamp and dove straight into the Dewey Decimal System. I went to the library and I got a library card. And it's pretty easy, actually. You just go to your local library, you sign up, and you're in. And once you get your library card, no, you don't have to go to the physical library and get regular physical books or deal with the old guy checking his OnlyFans account. People get weird in libraries. You don't have to deal with that. You can read your digital book from the comfort of your own home with your own smells. Because now that you have your physical library card, you can register for a myriad of different apps that allow you to parlay that digital account into digital books. Apps like Overdrive, Libby, Hoopla, Bibliotheca, Access 360, and the nonprofit Digital Public Library of America. Even if you don't want to get your library card, there's other sites you can use completely for free, like Gutenberg.org or OpenLibrary.org or ManyBooks.net, among others. I haven't used some of these, but there's other people out there who say they're pretty good. That being said, I know the economics of this may not be the best for libraries in the long run, but for us as consumers right now, this is what we have. And especially with this global situation where you may not want to be around people in public, it's a great option to be able to keep learning, exploring, and investing in yourself. And most of these digital apps work on anything from your Kindle to a tablet to your computer to your phone. I was a little bit worried about sounding elitist by saying, oh, you could download this to your device. Like maybe not everybody has a device. But I just saw a statistic that 97% of the world has access to a mobile phone or has a mobile phone. And like 70% or 65% have access to toilets. So basically everybody has a phone. So I don't feel like I'm being a dick. Maybe, that 3%. In fact, when you read on your phone, it actually becomes more of a habit. Instead of standing in line at Chipotle and looking at an Instagram post, you can read a couple minutes of your favorite novel, a book that will improve you. When you rent out one of these books, it's just like a regular library loan. You get the book, I think with mine, it's 21 days. But 21 days should be a sufficient amount of time to be able to finish most books. And if you're not able to finish it in that time, you're probably not liking the book that much anyway, and you should probably just stop reading the book. I have a hard time quitting books, but apparently it's a good thing to do. I heard once somebody saying, like, if you went out to dinner with somebody and the hour was really boring, you're not going to go out to dinner with that person again, even though there's many more things to learn from them and to talk about with. And it's the same thing with a book. A lot of times with a book, you can look up reading times. There's a site, readinglength.com, where you can actually type in a book title and find out how long it takes to read the book based on how many words per minute you read. And if a book is going to take you 8 hours to read, if you're in it for a half hour or an hour, and if it's like a bad dinner date, you just stop going. You don't go back. You want to go back to the dinner. You don't want to go. If the dinner date was an hour, you're not going to have 8 more dates with this person. Plus, it's free. It's free, man. Move on. Find something better. There's so many books out there. Find what makes you super curious. And what's cool about these apps is they're multimedia. Some of these include audiobooks, magazines, and even movies. Oh, and there's even music too. I use the site justwatch.com to find out where different TV shows and movies are streaming. And every once in a while, you get lucky. You can rent it from the library. Now you're probably thinking, this is all well and good and all, but what's the catch? Well, the catch is sometimes there's a long wait list for books, anywhere from a few weeks to months. But there's ways to combat that. In your entire life, you're never going to get through all the books that you want to read. And if it's something that you really want to read right now and there's a long wait, you can just buy it. I've done that for a few books, and I've done that with books that I really love and want to keep referencing and rereading. I've done that too. Books like Never Split the Difference. But with these books that have a really long wait list, what I do is you can have, at least on my program on Overdrive, I can effectively have an unlimited wish list of books. But you can only put on hold, I believe it's 10. So what I do is I always have 10 books on hold. And then when I finish one book, I get to another book that is ready to be taken out, and I pull that book, and then I replace a wish list book into the holds pile. So there's always 10 holds from my wish list. That way, there's always a book that I really want to read that's ready to go. Even if at first the wait list was 6 months. It's kind of like a fun Christmas in July thing. And when a book on your wish list does become available, if you're not ready for it yet, in the program that I use, I can just click save it for a week, let the person next in line take their book. And for me, I found that by the time I finish the book that I'm on, usually that book's pretty much available. You keep a stable of books in your wait list, and before you know it, you're reading them. Another caveat is that not all books are available. Some books have exclusive contracts for sites like Audible and others. And if you really want that, again, that's just something you might have to invest in yourself and purchase. That's what I treat books as, that I buy as an investment. It's an investment in yourself, it's knowledge. But there are plenty of books and audiobooks. There's plenty of material on these sites. It's absolutely magical. The more books that I read, the more it feels like a superpower. For a long time, I struggled to get this habit going, but I know my relationships with books have changed because now I see a bookcase full of books and I get excited. I see gold there. I see experiences and wisdom and love, and I want it. I see these books and I just want to plug them all into my brain like Trinity in The Matrix when she learns how to fly a helicopter in like 3 seconds. Got it. It's awesome. I really love doing this because with my Kindle, I've talked about this before, I have it integrated with the app Readwise that resurfaces highlights so that you have spaced repetition learning. You really start to comprehend the material when you revisit it every day. I have it on my phone, pulling up highlights every single day, my favorite highlights, so that whenever I look at my phone as a utility as opposed to time suck, I'm learning something and I keep bringing back. You don't want to waste the time that you spend reading these books. I mean, you can read books for any number of reasons, and if it's just for pure joy in that moment, then that's great too. But some of these nonfiction books where you actually are trying to learn some of these concepts, to have it integrated with Readwise or Evernote or Notion and these different productivity apps is really solid. And it's helped me a lot. It helps me learn, it helps me retain this information, and it helps me make these videos. It helps me share. So it's this whole system of learning that is really exciting for me. And this system works great to cultivate your love of reading. At one point, I had accounts in LA and New York, simply because in New York, they let you sign up for a library card. I just went in there, I got a library card. I think I did it legally. Don't tell. Books are awesome. They can make you laugh. They can make you cry. They teach you things. And there's even been studies done that show they significantly increase your empathy and compassion. And all of this is available to you for free. It's changed my life. I may not be the most happiest or healthiest person yet, but I feel like reading is helping me get there. So dive into this wild world of books and do it for free.
Butterfly in the sky, reading rainbow.